Hundreds of protesters marched in South Lake Union to demand accountability for the Seattle police officer who fatally struck Jaahnavi Kandula with his car in January, and the vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, who was heard on tape mocking the death just hours later. In bodycam footage released by Seattle Police on Monday, Officer Daniel Auderer is heard joking about the incident inside his vehicle.
Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
The protesters made their way to the West Precinct, where they continued to air their demands. The tape outraged many who attended the rally at the intersection of Thomas Street and Dexter Avenue, where Kandula was killed by Officer Kevin Dave. He was allegedly driving up to 75 miles an hour when he struck her.
I think about Jaahnavi's mom in India, who was waiting for her daughter to call home, and at the same time that she's waiting for her daughter, these killer cops are laughing at her death. It makes me sick, man. It makes me sick.
Ray Mitchell, with the Seattle Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, said the police don't want to take responsibility.
They waited 8 months. They're not interested in real accountability. They tried to sweep the death of Jaahnavi Kandula under the rug when it first happened. This is not an organization that is dedicated to really protecting the citizens.
But she is dead.
Auderer was speaking on the phone with Guild President Mike Solon, but Auderer is the only one whose voice was recorded.
The two men who were caught on camera laughing about her death, Mike Solon and Daniel Auderer, the president and vice president, respectively, of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, they need to be fired. Daniel Auderer was the only one actually on camera laughing, but Solon was on the call. He did nothing to argue with it. He seemed entirely complicit.
Mayor Bruce Harrell, speaking at an unrelated event earlier in the day, said he couldn't speak directly about the investigation, but he sent a letter to Kandula's family.
I expressed to the parents and to the family members how what was recorded does not at all reflect the sense of mourning and the sense of loss and the sense of grief that I have and that this city has.
For Mitchell, it's not enough.
If it's not backed by real political action, I don't think that that's good enough. It's really easy to say words. If you're a politician, you have a responsibility to do a lot more than say you're sorry. I think you have a responsibility to make things happen.
Matthew Shabot said he was not surprised about Auderer's comments.
I was not surprised at all. I was a bit surprised to see that Auderer had reported himself to try and dodge out of some of the blame and was trying to pass it off as a joke. But it didn't surprise me at all that these jokes had been made in the first place. We know that this is what they talk about us behind closed doors.
John Lee, who marched with the protesters to show solidarity, said Auderer needs to resign at a minimum.
It's pretty atrocious behavior, especially from professionals, adults. That guy needs to lose his job, and probably more consequences.
The case has been referred to the Office of Police Accountability, but such investigations can take months to complete.